Hello out there and welcome to the Revere Veterans and Community Show. Today we have a special guest. His name is Greg LaCedra. He's chairman of the Revere Republican City Committee. And let me welcome you, Greg.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for coming on the show. I know you took off a busy schedule. First of all, I'm going to ask you how you first got started as the chairman of the Republican Committee in Revere.
Well, in April 2012, I was elected by the Republicans of Revere, and we actually have over 1,872 Republicans that are registered in Revere, and you know, it's.
Do you get a good, as chairman, do you get a good showing at the Republican Committee when you have meetings?
Well, to be honest with you, at first it was very small. I'm proud to say it's grown. We have on the average about 80 to 100 people.
Right.
That show up. I like to get them all to come.
I do too. Can I ask you something, Greg, if I may? If I'm a Republican, let's say, out there, and I want to come to the meeting, how would I contact? Who would I contact? A phone number or something you could give him?
Absolutely.
Would you do that, please?
You could contact me at 617-388-4440. And, you know, the meetings are posted usually in both Revere papers. I think sometimes we have them in Revere TV. I think they take them.
Yep, they have the scrolls out there that show them there, and it's a good idea to put it on there all the time.
And, you know, I'll explain the whole thing. And, you know, a lot has changed in Revere.
Right,
you know?
and usually the meetings are held on a Wednesday, so as not to interfere with the other meetings that we have in the city of Revere.
We like to keep them on Wednesday. I think this particular next meeting, January 22nd, is going to be Friday. It's going to be on a Friday. It's a special delegate meeting, and we're hoping to get some people in there for the casino initiative and talk about that.
Oh, okay, we'll get to the casino in a few minutes. But first I would like to talk to you about your parents and your brother. But I'm going to start with the senior. Your father, whose name was Gary LaCedra.
Yes.
He's an Army paratrooper veteran. Could you tell us a little about him?
Well,
how long he was in the Army?
He actually he served proudly in the Army for 6 years. He had to go to paratrooping school, and he actually, when I was a kid, he used to show me how to tuck and roll and all that. And the planes are a little bit different back then. What he tells me, I mean, I wouldn't have done it, but
no.
It's pretty interesting stuff.
I'll tell you, being a paratrooper takes a lot of guts.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even like to fly sometimes, you know, but.
And I believe you also have a brother whose name is Glenn LaCedra. He was also in the Army.
Yes, he was in the Army, infantry, and I think if I'm correct, he was in the reserves afterwards. So he, both honorable discharges and proud veterans, and you know, I'm proud to say that I support the veterans of Revere as much as I can.
And so does the Republican Party as well as the other parties in the city of Revere.
Yes, yes.
Right. By the way, you know we got a casino coming into Revere. Yes,
we do. We do. We have one of the most important votes in the history of anything I could think of in Massachusetts, for that matter. And I think, you know, out of all the 1,872 registered Republicans as of yesterday that I checked, really need to know the facts or what, you know, the other basics. This is about lowering property taxes, sewer rates, water and sewer rates. It's for jobs. I mean, you know. You know,
Greg, you're absolutely right. Talking about taxes, if I may, people don't realize that even if you don't own a home, you're a tenant. But if the property taxes goes up on the homeowner, it's eventually going to be funneled down to you anyway.
Sure.
So, you know, it's a good thing to have the casino come in to lower the property taxes as well as to keep the prices down.
Right, and that's, you know, and I'm frankly happy it's all Revere, you know, and I think they've done a tremendous job, Mayor Rizzo, Mr. Festa, the whole team, all the way down the line. Even the councilors, to get this thing and you know, to get this thing on for a vote and get extended in that short period of time.
I know, and this wasn't just a tight vote. This was a unanimous vote that we
Right,
had.
right. And you know, we stand to gain a lot of money, a lot of millions.
Literally millions.
Literally millions. I mean, right off the
Some years those millions can even go up.
Right, and that, you know, a lot of people think, like, you know, from my conversations with, you know, different politicians in the Revere system, it's going to be allocated correctly. For instance, the senior center. I mean, they're gonna benefit substantially. You know, I'm sure Mayor Rizzo will have the best senior center. And
I got to say something about the senior center. These people that are out here and the residents of Revere, they don't realize that someday they're going to be seniors.
Yep, yeah.
And they're going to need the senior center. And the more money we have coming in, the better senior center the people are going to have.
Right.
So if you're 1 year old or 100 years old,
Yeah.
someday you're going to need a senior center
That's right.
to help you. And I'm sure you'll enjoy the money coming into the city. It will help you build. I guess you can say it better than I can. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, that's true. I mean, we're all getting older, and obviously, but I mean, you know, you want something to build on, and this is something that not only keeps the 900 some odd, maybe 1,000 jobs that are there already in Suffolk Downs, those people that are employed there already, that they stay there. But not only that, the revenues that come in will keep coming in. So it's millions at the beginning, in the 30s, roughly millions, right at the beginning. And then the new senior center, you know, new youth center, you know.
Right, new fire.
New fire. I mean, it's going to be a city that you're going to, if you Google it, it's going to pop right up.
I get it.
It's exciting to me. I mean, really.
It is too. I like to talk about jumping around because that's what we're going to be doing here. Like the security system, like the police
Right.
department, for example, the fire department, new fire trucks, new fire stations, police, new additional police officers if we have the money to pay for
Exactly.
it. Right. But I was going to say, I spoke to a lot of people out there, right, and I happen to mention I want to have cameras all over the place. The more cameras, the better.
Okay.
I believe if it wasn't for the cameras, the Zanaya brothers, what I call the Boston bombers, the ones that
Right,
bombed
right.
America, they never would have been caught if it wasn't for the cameras.
No, they.
How do you? Don't you think it's a good idea to have more security over the city than less?
I think it naturally, sure it is. In these times and ages, of course, since 9/11, is, you know, and this, like you just mentioned, that horrible incident that happened. Of course, I mean, and you know, going to Las Vegas and going to Atlantic City, being there, going to Mohegan Sun. I've been to Twin Rivers. You know, I could honestly say.
I've never been to Twin Rivers.
Never been there?
Never.
Well, we wanted to come here, but this is going to be unlike any of that. You know, from what all the meetings I've attended, and you know, I'm really excited, and all I could just say is there's another alternative. You know, there's going to be a casino on this side of Boston.
Right, it's either going to be Everett or Revere,
yes,
but predominantly Revere.
Now, if for some reason, you know, somebody doesn't want it here, you know, I would encourage them to they can contact me and I could go over the agreement with them, or contact the mayor's office and attend the meetings, you know, and really. And I think really the more information you get and the more you look at it, you'll understand that this is not only a place to gamble, because we already have gambling. You know, it's going to be a resort. There's going to be stores. There's going to be just the pictures alone.
It's going to build up the economy as a whole.
And
really.
the hotels and the jobs and the, you know, I mean.
Talking about jobs, you know, I'm reading if I may so, reading the summary of the community agreement. They're talking about 4,000 jobs for the Suffolk Downs.
Right.
But 20% of that 4,000 are 800 plus and I'd use the word plus, because I understand 800 is going to be the minimum.
Yes.
And it could go higher than 800.
Right, and that's even an issue
And
right there.
Excuse me.
Sure.
I got to apologize. I used the word jobs, but you corrected me and you were right.
It's careers.
Exactly.
Careers. These aren't minimum wage jobs, by the way. These are going to be careers. I mean, I've talked to Chip Tuttle. I've talked to, Mayor Rizzo about this, and it's really exciting. You know, when you see people hurting, you know, it's good to know that, you know, as a Republican, I'm proud to say that, you know, I endorse this, and we endorse this, and every Republican should get out there and vote for this on February 25th.
Right.
They really should, because
Every Republican and every Democrat and everyone that's undecided should go
you know
out
what,
and vote there.
it's not even a party issue here right
Right.
now. It's a Revere issue. If you want Revere to stay alive, if you want Revere to be vibrant and you know, and be a great city that you're proud of, and lower your taxes, lower your water and sewer rates, which I don't like looking at, and have a chance to have a career and crime's going down, you got to vote for it.
I agree with you, and I'd like to add a few words, if I may, Greg, please. People come in and they say with the casino, crime will go up. But that would be hardly likely, because you would have more security, more surveillance, if you know what I mean by
Yes,
surveillance, more cameras.
I think that's the misconception about this whole thing. I mean, it's going to go up if it goes to Everett, because we're not going to have no monies. Now, why would like Mayor Rizzo, I'm quoting him, why $1 billion, somewhat $1.3 billion casino? Why would they put an investment like that and not secure it? I mean, and why? And as a matter of fact, right on that issue, you have a subway there. Beach One train station is going to be opened up.
That's right.
I mean, I've seen the plans. I mean, and that's all I ask people to look it over and have an open mind before they think that, you know, that this is not a good plan, because it's a great plan.
It's a terrific plan.
It's unbelievable, and like I said, to do this in such a short period of time, I commend the whole staff and everybody that got together, and it's amazing. I mean, to be honest with you, the other, you know, I was on the fence on the other one,
You
really.
had your doubts a little bit?
Well, I didn't like but we're getting the whole thing. I mean, we're getting the $33 million. There was an article today in the paper, a little bit different. We just really got it, but.
Would you like to read a little about it?
Sure, I mean, I can read it. It's quoted out of the Boston Herald, I believe.
Yep.
Right. Now Mayor Walsh, you know, with all due respects, that like this is quoting by out of the Herald, January 14th, by Jack Carano. Well, Mayor Walsh is pushing for the same benefits as the surrounding community that the city negotiated as a host community, effectively seeking to let Boston have its cake and eat it too. And you know, it's kind of like they voted no already, didn't they?
Yes, they voted no.
Yeah.
East Boston voted no.
No, we have to vote again.
Yes, the 25th.
So we did all that work to put it together. They said no, but they want the same. You know, I'm not going to get too much into that, because this is just developing. I'm sure they'll work it out. And you know, Mayor Rizzo's a great diplomat, and I know he will work it out with Mayor Walsh.
Right.
So I don't want to even really.
Can I say something about the voting, if I may?
Sure.
If I may. By the way, as you know, February the 25th is going to be the voting for the casino. February the 5th, folks, the 5th of February is the last cutoff date for absentee ballots. If you cannot get to vote on the 25th, you are entitled to vote absentee. So what you have to do is notify the Revere Election Committee under Diane Colella, who's the supervisor in charge there, and the number there is 781-286-8200, 781-286-8200. They will send you an application so you can vote on an absentee ballot, and it will be open only till 8 o'clock on February the 5th, which is the last cutoff date. So if you could do me a favor, Greg, make sure that everyone on the Republican Committee, when you have the meeting,
absolutely
gets out there and vote, and all the committee members
right
out there, every one of them, all the veteran committees, The Kiwanis Club, the Women's Club, all the clubs, all the fundraisers. Make sure you get out there and vote. And make sure the whole city gets out there and votes.
Amen. Amen. I mean, really, I mean, and the people that have their doubts, like I said, with, I've heard a lot of things about the transportation.
Traffic. People
Right.
have a lot of
you know,
negative things to say about the traffic. There's going to be a
Sure.
tie-up. There's going to be a bottleneck, everything. But let me tell you, the positives greatly, greatly outweigh the traffic.
Right. And I really think, I mean, from what I've seen, just from the beginning plans, you know, they're going to put $4 million, for instance, as the beach one, the Donley Square area, which is my ward, Ward 1. They're going to, you know, open up Route 1A. You know, it's like, why would you want to spend that kind of money again and not get the people in there, right? It's just, I mean, it's just ludicrous. It would be, they don't do business like that, Mohegan Sun. You know, they're really a really nice, I can almost say family-oriented business. If you work there, I know people that work there. That's why. So
Right.
I mean,
I know a couple of people that work there,
it's
too.
a very nice environment to work.
Yep, and I'm happy to see Mohegan Sun come in for two reasons. If another casino had come in, let's say, the money that would be going to Mohegan down in Connecticut would have been lost to the people here. Let's say X came in, so the money would not be going. Now Mohegan will be getting the same amount of money that they would have lost by the people playing in Revere because
Right.
they're still part of Mohegan.
Right.
So it's a win-win situation, a win for Mohegan
Well, we don't
and a
wanna-
win for Revere.
It's great for Revere. I don't even like to use that word, win.
It is a win-win.
So it's a pause. It's the best thing. It's the best thing that ever. Well, you're not gonna have another chance like this.
No.
You're not gonna have another
This
chance.
is once in a lifetime.
This is the best business proposition I've seen in Revere history. I mean, this is like, and it's not going to be like, you know, I've heard some other people say about getting back to crime again. You have the subway, right? So you get the MBTA police, right? They have to supply that, right?
Exactly. I want to say one thing to you about the subway, if I
Sure.
may.
Yes.
I think it was a week ago or 2 weeks ago, there was a veteran that was attacked by a man on the subway who had a cane on. I saw a lot of people saw it,
Yeah.
and they caught the guy. They put his picture out on the MBTA and on Boston channels. They caught him, all because of surveillance.
That's right. That's right. And you know, there's nobody going to be. I mean, of course, you're always going to have your ups and downs with anything, but I mean, they're not going to. It's just whoever's tainting the city of Revere right now with these lies, you know, and that's what they are, lies. You know, I urge everybody to get out there and just, you know, look at the agreement. I mean, it's a no-brainer.
Right, but you know what's going to happen, Greg? You're going to have vocal scams, if you know what I mean by vocal scams.
Yeah.
People that come from out of town in here to try to make believe they're from Revere and
Yeah.
they're against it.
Yeah,
You're going to have that.
right. And
But look at the benefits that the city would really get. I mean, you listed a whole lot of benefits: security, education,
right.
transportation.
I mean, the taxes. I mean,
Right, taxes.
I mean, if
infrastructure.
right.
New roads being built.
Oh, never mind the other stuff they're going to be built. I mean, the other 4 hotels, and I mean, I know there's 2 in the works, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're right, because we forgot to mention about the construction of the hotels.
Okay.
Another 2,500
And that's
jobs.
union jobs, which I'm for,
Right.
and I know you're for that.
I'm all for work.
I know it sounds kind of crazy because I'm a Republican, but we are for unions. I mean, I am, you know, as a Republican chairman. You know, this is just great. I mean, and you know, we got to get together on this. That's why I'm here. You know, it's not about conservatism, liberal.
No, the reason you are here is because you want to speak about the casino, and that's why you are
Right.
here. And so far, everything I've heard from you has been a positive.
And I fully.
Because I can't find any negatives, really.
I'm trying to. I want now. You know.
The only negative I could find one, and that would be if the casino was not built here.
Oh.
That would be the biggest negative. Everything else beside that is plus, really.
Well, if you think about it, I mean, it's just simple. This is just simple. If it goes to Everett, what happens is we get nothing, 0, zip, nothing. So we have to raise the taxes over here to hire more police to to fight the crime that's coming over from Everett. Now, as the city right next to each other, where do you think the crime's going to go? We're going to be battling it.
Right.
So, and now you want to talk about, another thing about your houses, the rates going down in your houses, the value. Oh, man, come on. Now, if we're not getting no money to protect, and you look at, usually when a person, even a young couple or whatever, what have you, they're going to buy a home, it's going to state, they usually look at crime stats, right? Schooling, we have the best. We could have better if we get the casino. We can get into that.
Right, definitely.
And now, if we don't get no money, and they look at the stats, you're not going to want to move to Revere. Excuse my French, I should say ain't, but...
That's all right.
The thing is, we're not going to have the monies to do anything except raise taxes, because there's no other businesses coming in as far as I see.
Right, Joe.
Nothing like this.
I mean, Greg, excuse me. Talking about, I want to make one change. We have a man, I believe he belongs to your committee, Joe Fortunato.
Very nice man.
Can I mention about his brothers?
Absolutely, yes.
He has 7 brothers that were in World War II. World War II. All 7 of his brothers came back. I mean, 6 uncles and his father. Starting with the right, his name was George Fortunato in the Navy, Paul Fortunato in the Army, Frank Fortunato in the Army, John Fortunato in the Air Force, William Fortunato in the Army, Arthur Fortunato in the Army, and Carmen Joseph in the Army paratroopers. So thank you, people out there, for serving our country.
you.
And the reason I point out these 7, because there was also 5 brothers. They did not come back. The Sullivan boys. They got killed in Caledonia in 1942 among the battleship or destroyer, the USS Juno. So may they rest in peace. And again, to you Fortunato boys, thank you for your service. Now, Greg, we got about 5 minutes left, so take as much time as you need to wrap up when we can talk about the casino back again.
You know, like I said, I encourage everybody to...
Oh, I got a question for you.
Sure.
What kind of jobs would there be at the casino that you can think of?
There is no jobs, there's careers.
Career.
Okay,
Correct me every time I say jobs.
Because, you know, people think that they're going to be, you know, I don't know, working in laundry or whatever. I don't know what they think.
No, from what I understand, the salaries are not going to be skinsy either. They're going to be pretty good.
They average, from my understanding, between 18 to 20, from what 18 to $20 an hour. That's not bad.
About 40,000 a year.
I mean,
up to 55, 60.
Now, what do you think we're going to get if Mr. Fields, for instance, the owner of Suffolk Downs?
I'm glad you mentioned something about Suffolk Downs. I'd like to talk about. We have 51,000. This is a census that I called up, and I got it off the computer from a friend of mine. We got about 52,000 people in the city of Revere.
Right.
Everett has 42,000. We got 10,000 more people. Mm-hmm. That means 10,000 more people are going to be spending money. If all the people in Revere spend money in Revere,
right?
10,000. That's good for businesses. More.
Sure. You would.
There's another reason why we should get the casino.
Small businesses are what run the country. I mean, and lower taxes and,
right.
and that sort of stuff. And
the Papa Mom stores.
Right, and they're gonna benefit too. I mean, everybody benefits that's in Revere, and the way they put it too, which I found, I don't know how they did it. Like I said, it's amazing, and I give them credit. All around, everybody's gonna benefit. So,
before you came on the air, I asked Rick Promise to look something up for me. Macy's is laying off 2,500 employees, 2,500. They're laying them off. Everett is only going to hire 2,800 employees. We're going to hire 4,000. That's 1,200 more than Everett. That means 20% of 1,200 is what, 240?
Yeah.
240 more jobs for the city of Revere.
Right.
Than
Yes.
Everett would have.
Well, not only that, the union construction jobs immediately, right?
Yep.
For a 29-month period, I believe, and then it goes on, and the Revere residents, you have a chance to get a career because you're a Revere resident, and that's great right there. I mean, they have job training they're going to have, you know, they're going to have job seminars coming up, and I'm sure, you know, they'll be talking more about that. I know there's another, I think, a committee.
Oh, one thing we forgot to mention.
Excuse me.
We
Go ahead.
forgot to mention it before. We got a couple of minutes left.
Well,
Chip Tuttle and said that the horse racing will remain, and it's guaranteed for another 15 to 17 years
Right.
that Suffolk Downs will have horse racing.
excuse me. Oh,
That means people that own horses,
right.
people that work the barns, they will have their jobs.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, and coming from Beachmont, you know, that stimulates all the local business. And you know what? And get that back to that. This is something I'm just thinking about off the top of my head real quick. Living in Beachmont, you know, I never really heard too much crime down Suffolk Downs. Have you?
No.
I think they do a pretty good job right now as it is. Now
It's gonna be better.
Now imagine with the cameras and new surveillance and
Right.
and more law enforcement and you know, people that have been running a casino without incidences down in Connecticut for what, 16 years now? I think
They've had hardly any problem at all.
it's just you gotta really look into it, and you gotta use your.
Okay, I got to stop you, Greg, because
Oh, I'm trying. I'm getting excited. You know,
No, I had a friend of mine. He played at the casino. He had a band, Thick Pillar. He played in Uncasville. But anyway, I want to thank you for taking the time to come up.
Thank you.
And I always end the show with saying, God bless you.
God bless you, and God bless Revere, and do the right thing on
God
February 25th.
bless the city of Revere, the people of Revere, and especially our great country, the United States of America, and all the soldiers overseas and home in Revere. God bless us all. Thank you for coming, and hope that the casino comes in, and we'll have you back.
Well, I'm voting, definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you.